What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back. Happy to be here talking to all you fine people out there. And it's a sad day because John Wall has officially announced his retirement from professional basketball. And obviously, it felt like it was going that way. I mean, I've known for some time that he probably was not going to come back to the league, but I wanted to make a video about this because if it weren't for John Wall, my love for basketball would not be what it is today. And my love for the Washington Wizards would not be what it is today. So I feel like this is a video I want to make and I have to make, right? So let's just talk about how good of a player John Wall was, okay? So let's take it all the way back. So John Wall is, about to turn 35 years old on September 6th. And he had kind of like a rough upbringing, right? Like his dad was in jail for a long time, and then as soon as his dad really got out of jail, I think he, passed away from cancer. So John didn't really grow up with his dad. And, there was a lot of pressure on him from a young age to really be like, the man of his family, right? And that's tough. That's very tough. So he had like some attitude issues kind of growing up. At least that's what, people have reported and stuff like that, throughout the years. And he actually got cut from the varsity team, I think his freshman year or his sophomore year. I think it was his freshman year. Just because of attitude issues. He was really good at basketball, obviously, and super athletic. But they were like, this dude is just, he's not bringing the right attitude. We don't want him on the team, right? And so he comes back and he obviously makes the team eventually. And to this day, his high school mixtape is one of, if not the coldest mixtapes I've ever seen in my life. And I put that on everything I love. Like, I'm going to link it in the description just so you guys can go look at it if you've never seen it before. That mixtape was just, like, it should be criminal. That's how good it is. Like, the dude was blocking shots by pinning them to, like, the top left corner of the backboard. I've never seen someone with such insane athleticism put on display. It's absolutely incredible. So, obviously, number one pick to the Washington Wizards in the 2010 NBA draft. Other fun fact here is Paul George is now the only remaining player in the NBA from the 2010 NBA draft. So, shout out Paul George doing his thing. And then, obviously, was on the Wizards for 10 years, right? But some injuries plagued that time. During, I think it was the 2018 season, 2018-19 season, he basically got ruled out with a heel injury. I think it was his left heel. And while he was recovering, right, and he got ruled out early in the season. He got ruled out in like December of 2018. And then he did surgery in January of 2019. And then he was recovering and slipped and fell in his home and just tore his Achilles. It's ridiculous. It's just awful. And I think in between that too, he had like an infection that happened from the surgery to, fix his heel. And then he's recovering from that again. And then he slips, falls, tears his Achilles. Just like the guy would have played so much longer, at least another 5 years, in my opinion, if he never had that situation happen. Right. And I remember just the slander going on at the time, being like, oh, John Wall has the worst contract in the league, this, that, whatever. And like, I get it. You're referring to, this dude who got just the most unfortunate turn of events in terms of injuries. And just like, but that still, like, with being the big John Wall fan that I am, like, that hurt me. I was like, I don't care. Keep him on the roster. Like, at the time, and we winded up trading him from Russell Westbrook eventually, right? And I was okay with that move, but man, I was sick. When I found out that John Wall got traded. Because the craziest thing is we waited. Like, me and all the other Wizards fans around the world waited for John Wall to come back. He was just about to come back. And they trade this guy. And for Russell Westbrook, it was I like Russell Westbrook, but he was only there for a year, right? John Wall has spent his entire career to that point with the Washington Wizards, was the number 1 overall pick, did so much in the community, all this stuff, and just, like that, it was over. And, obviously he played a little bit in Houston, but then they wind up sitting him, in, the later part of his tenure there because he, just wasn't part of their future. Then winded up going to the Clippers. And I think he got traded back to the Rockets while he was with the Clippers, and then he got waived. And then, he never saw the floor again in the NBA. And, that's a tough way to go out because, he didn't really go out on his own terms. And, but damn, man, just the moments I remember watching, in middle school, high school, watching John Wall play basketball, just the series with the Celtics where him and Isaiah Thomas were going head to head, where we were, so close to getting to a conference finals against LeBron James, it's just those moments I'll honestly never forget. I'll never forget where I was, what I was doing, how I felt. And, I highly doubt John Wall is watching this video right now. But if he is, I would just have to say John, you truly made my love for basketball what it is, my love for the Wizards what it is. And, John, you're one of my favorite basketball players of all time, right? You're right up there with the greats for me, with Kobe and LeBron, and John Wall's right there, right? That's how good he was. And I'm sure people don't necessarily agree with that, but John Wall was that guy. And he played with so much fire and passion, and just you could see it in his play style. It was just incredible. So he's actually, he's going to join Amazon as a analyst for, the upcoming season, the 25-26 NBA season. And I'm excited that we'll continue to see his face, man. I mean, he hasn't really been around the league for a long time, it feels like. And, I think he was doing some analyst work with, NBA TV a little bit. And I think now he's kind of gotten some reps in. I think he's ready to take the next step and really do stuff. And I hear Amazon's putting together a pretty nice, selection of, past players to really, do stuff. It might be Amazon and NBC. I might be mixing up the two, but I think Blake Griffin's going to be an analyst. Dirk Nowitzki might be an analyst. There's a lot of guys that are going to be working these games now that, aren't the usual, Shaq, Kenny, Charles, Ernie. But I still think they're going to be, high-level talents, high-level basketball minds, and it's going to be fun to watch. But, man, John Wall, 5-time All-Star, obviously never an NBA champion, but that's coming for the Wizards, I'm telling you. All-NBA third team in 2017, was an all-defensive second-team member in 2015, was a slam dunk contest champion in 2014. A lot of people forget that. And obviously had a great career in his 1 year at the University of Kentucky. So, safe travels and farewell to you, John Wall. I wish you nothing but success in everything you do. You deserve it. Dude has been through a lot. Just go read his Wikipedia page and you'll hear about all the stuff that he's been through. So I'm glad, he's gotten his money. He's now gone out, and passed the torch. He's retired from the NBA, and I'm excited to see what, the next chapter brings for John Wall. But I'm going to miss you, John, but I'm excited that I'll see you on TV. So that's all I got, guys. Let me know what you think about John Wall and his retirement in the comments down below. And I'm going to catch you guys later, man. Stay up, stay blessed, stay safe, stay humble, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.